talk about the article My Journey into Deep Learning by Fabio Vasquez. One thing to note about him is that he's a data scientist with a background in physics and computer engineering, and he's not a professional journalist. Uh, his article has some weaknesses. Is that first, it is subjective. He gives a lot of his personal recommendation, such as this paper, the course in machine learning, and his course in deep learning, um, and and his article is also very informal. He used a lot of funny pictures to show his opinion, and he make a lot of jokes, such as in the beginning. Uh, how, however, one thing to note is that the his his article is written in medium, so it is justified that is not a professional article, despite normally those articles is unreliable because he's not a professional journalist, but he has good background in deep learning. Also, his recommendation is very in-depth, very technical, and he also have a lot of make a lot of reference to his previous article for people to know more, and he may give his LinkedIn profile for people to ask, so it makes his credibility much higher, and the positive response is also a plus. About my experience with reading this article, deep learning gained popularity in recent years, but because of that, people still haven't fully understand it, me included. This seems even more foreign since I'm from a developing country, Vietnam, where advanced subjects like this haven't been widely applied and taught. This affects my expectation that this subject is complex and requires intense practicing for a long time to master. For this reason, when I first read the article, I doubt its credibility because the author at first he doesn't have good experience in deep learning, even machine learning or AI before 2014, and he just started reading learning deep learning about deep learning last year, and now he has been able to give recommendation about deep learning and some more technical, such as the article. Um, Despite my doubt, I thought to myself, is deep learning as complex as I thought? I wanted to find out, so I started searching for reviews about deep learning. It seems to be a generic subject in the current technology era, but it is usually foreign to newcomers and people not in the field due to its people not in the field um, don't like it due to its novelty. For that reason, there has been a lot of articles talking about deep learning in the technology section, such as Medium or Hackanoon, and it is quite a famous subject. Mm, Articles about the journey to deep learning is also very common. Uh, when I started researching about it, I learned that deep learning is not that difficult, and my interpretation is merely a bias. Still, I couldn't know my impression that deep learning is complex, so I couldn't concentrate to this detailed content. I need to remove my initial interpretation. Then, that was when I started thinking to myself, I have a good background in advanced mathematics, and to a side it's also been considered a foreign and complex subject, even though it's not. You just need a few practicing and learning. I find it's a good analogy to my impression of deep learning. So back into the article. With the analogy in mind, my interpretation changed dramatically. I started to take and look at this recommendation, such as the deep learning course and the deep learning Python the book. It turns out it's very interesting and much simpler than I thought, and I have decided to learn more about deep learning. So to me, interpretation has a huge impact on what the audience can get from a nonfiction. From my experience with this deep learning article, I find it important to have an objective view, and for future reference, I should consider whether I'm being biased, and if I do, I should find a way to mitigate this effect.